From aspiring trainee to BLACKPINK sensation and now a worldwide superstar, Rosé's journey is often seen as an ultimate success story. Born in 1997 in New Zealand to parents who emigrated from South Korea and raised in Australia, she seemed to personify the ideal global idol long before K-pop captured the West's attention. Music was not merely a pastime for her. It was a destiny formed through years of hard work, distance from her roots, and the quiet struggle of proving herself in an arena where countless hopefuls vie for just one opportunity. When she tried out for YG Entertainment in Sydney in 2012, fully aware of the slim chances of success, no one could have foreseen the pivotal nature of that moment. Securing the top spot among 700 competitors, she was swiftly integrated into a system that celebrates talent but demands sacrifices at every turn. Her journey to South Korea marked the start of a significant transformation. As a trainee, Rosé's exceptional vocal skills quickly distinguished her, leading to early visibility through a feature on G-Dragon's song Without You. Yet, even this initial recognition carried an unspoken demand: continuous self-improvement, composure under pressure, and unwavering adherence to the company's long-term goals. After 4 years of rigorous training, she debuted with BLACKPINK in August 2016, and the group's rapid rise completely changed the landscape of global K-pop almost instantly. Records were shattered, charts were overtaken, and Rosé became a prominent figure not only in Asia but also within Western pop culture. Nevertheless, tremendous success often invites intense scrutiny. As BLACKPINK's fame skyrocketed, so did the burden on each member to demonstrate her individual worth apart from the group. When Rosé released her debut solo single album in March 2021, expectations had already soared to extreme heights. On the Ground didn't just find success, it smashed industry ceilings, making her the first Korean solo artist to top the Billboard Global 200. To the audience, it seemed like affirmation. Behind the curtain, it signaled the start of a much more intricate chapter where global aspirations, Western acknowledgement, and the strict standards of K-pop would soon clash. If you want to grasp how that clash influenced everything that followed in Rosé's solo venture, ensure you're subscribed, as this is merely the beginning of a far richer narrative. Following the groundbreaking triumph of her initial solo track, the inquiry regarding Rosé shifted from whether she could thrive solo to how far she would go to redefine herself beyond the BLACKPINK framework. Fans awaited for years, hoping for a full solo album that would exhibit her artistic identity beyond carefully crafted singles. What they did not foresee was the magnitude of her next step. Behind the scenes, Rosé redefined her relationship with YG Entertainment and joined Atlantic Records for her solo endeavors, a move that subtly indicated a shift in her focus. This was no longer only about music. It was about carving out her place in the Western industry, where K-pop artists aren't just seen as novelties but as direct contenders. In October 2024, that strategy became impossible to overlook. With almost no forewarning, Rosé proclaimed APT, a collaboration with Bruno Mars, just a day before its launch. The sheer suddenness was enough to stir discussions, but the subsequent reactions catapulted the song far beyond the typical K-pop conversation. APT wasn't solely dependent on fan-driven streaming. It spread naturally, reaching audiences who had never engaged with K-pop previously. Western media lauded its production quality, accessibility, and capacity to resonate globally without losing its Korean essence. In South Korea, critics regarded it as another significant achievement for K-pop's cultural impact, making parallels to the viral success of Gangnam Style a decade earlier. Yet the acclaim came with an undertone of unease. While APT reigned over Korean charts, Rosé's promotional efforts were obviously directed toward international audiences. She made a single appearance on Korean television, opting instead for international interviews and broader exposure. To some, this seemed tactical and reasonable for an English-language project led by an artist raised outside Korea. To others, it appeared as though she was neglecting her roots, a sign that local fans were no longer her priority. As idols and influencers promoted APT themselves through challenges and shoutouts, critics questioned if Rosé really needed to be home to find success. The conflict between global ambition and local expectations was intensifying, and it was becoming evident that APT was more than just a catchy tune. It symbolized how far Rosé had strayed from the conventional K-pop trajectory and how unsettling that change was for sections of the industry. As months rolled on, APT showed no sign of fading away. Instead, it emerged as one of the most frequently streamed songs well into 2025, with its music video surpassing 2 billion views on YouTube and Rosé's solo album Rosé performing robustly across various markets. On the surface, the statistics spoke volumes. However, in the realm of K-pop, success seldom concludes the discussion. It merely alters the angle of examination. Critics began to question whether the song's supremacy genuinely reflected Rosé's artistry or was merely a consequence of Bruno Mars's star power. The collaboration once applauded was now being wielded to diminish her accomplishments, insinuating that without a Western superstar on board, the results would have been drastically different. Supporters countered, claiming that Rosé's vocal style, broader appeal, and established fanbase were the authentic engines driving the song's enduring success. Even among impartial observers, a growing consensus suggested that APT thrived because it was undeniably catchy, timely, and visually distinctive in a market flooded with formulaic releases. Still, the debate revealed a deeper vulnerability within the industry. When a K-pop icon flourishes independently on a global stage, it challenges entrenched beliefs about who deserves recognition and how success should be gauged. The tension surged as award season drew near. After APT broke records as the first song from a K-pop artist to claim Song of the Year at the MTV VMAs, all eyes turned to the Grammys. Rosé formally put forth her campaign to the Recording Academy, showcasing the song's remarkable accomplishments. What followed became less about the music and more about the finer points. Online communities dissected every aspect of her submission, accusing her and her label of inflating claims and twisting the rules. One statement in particular sparked outrage, claiming APT achieved the largest streaming debut by any Korean artist in the United States. Fans of BTS swiftly contested that assertion, citing Map of the Soul 7's higher debut figures. Allegations escalated quickly, with some demanding Rosé's complete disqualification. Others sought to clarify the phrasing, arguing it related to solo artists or specific definitions of debut. The uncertainty kept the debate alive, turning what should have been a moment of celebration into another saga of fan conflict. The Grammy dispute was not isolated. It's swiftly intertwined with an age-old rivalry between two of K-pop's most powerful fan bases. As calls for Rosé's disqualification spread across the internet, her supporters contended that the backlash stemmed less from rule breaches and more from fear. To them, the thought of a BLACKPINK member achieving what BTS had pursued for years was simply unacceptable to some fans. The focus shifted away from the Recording Academy's stipulations and morphed into a full-blown fandom battle, where loyalty and perception mattered more than facts. Every clarification was overlooked, every defense perceived as an assault, and Rosé's name trended not for her music but rather for the surrounding controversy. Yet amid the chaos, the momentum remained unabated. When Grammy nominations were finally unveiled, APT garnered 3 significant nominations, including Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Pop Duo, Group Performance. In an instant, Rosé created history as the most nominated Korean artist for a single song and the first K-pop soloist to be acknowledged in main Grammy categories as a leading artist. For many, this should have settled the discussion. Instead, it stoked the flames. Her comments following the nominations, intended to convey gratitude and astonishment, were quickly scrutinized. When Rosé remarked that she had never witnessed anyone who resembled her attain this level, critics accused her of marginalizing BTS's previous Grammy nominations. Once again, context was overshadowed by outrage. Supporters maintained that her words celebrated solo representation and female artists rather than dismissing anyone else's accomplishments. But the damage had already been inflicted. In the overly sensitive realm of K-pop discourse, intention holds less weight than interpretation. Every comment can be weaponized and every achievement can provoke. Rosé found herself ensnared in a familiar idol paradox, applauded for breaking barriers yet punished for visibly crossing them. As the awards circuit progressed, it became apparent that recognition no longer ensured tranquility. Each new honor reopened old wounds, illustrating that in K-pop, success does not quell conflict, it magnifies it. By the close of 2025, APT transcended being just a song. It became a symbol of Rosé's groundbreaking solo career within K-pop. Even as criticism trailed her from awards shows to online discussions, the numbers continued to climb. Apple Music designated APT the top song of the year across multiple global categories, surpassing major artists like Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, and Drake. It achieved high rankings on the Billboard Hot 100 and dominated year-end global charts, demonstrating its influence extended well beyond fandom-centric hype. Yet this triumph came at a cost. Each win reignited debates over fairness, favoritism, and who truly merits global acclaim. Rosé's journey revealed a disquieting reality behind K-pop's globalization. Global fame raises not just applause, but also pressure and conflict. If you're eager for more in-depth explorations of the drama, power battles, and concealed tensions surrounding K-pop's biggest stars, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, share your views in the comments, and stay tuned for the upcoming chapter